We've got a best teams and equipment updated for Ultra Vegito Blue. His platinum equipment has taken him to the moon, and I make exceptions for units I like. This guy is the one I like most. Press the like button, subscribe. I'm gonna give you everything you need to know about this guy so you can build the best team accordingly. I got you guys, man. Let's get into this. Now, the first team we got here, it should go without saying, we've got Fusion Warriors. I'm using this team here. We've got Ultra Vegito Blue on the leader slot. We've got Chalet, Super Saiyan God Chalet, the Part 2 8th anniversary unit. And we've also got Ultra Gogeta Blue, the Part 1 8th anniversary unit. So I'm running a double red build here with green to protect the red. Green is type advantage over blue, which is type advantage over red. So green protects the red. But there is one, I would say, only other unit that you could use, and that's Legend Super Vegito. If I even show you the Fusion Warrior options, you will easily see there's not many. There's not. So what I'd like to do here, you just Ultra Legends Limited, you know, just keep it like that, and then I'll just select that off so it can show every character that's available. Then you also want to go to character tag and look for what you're looking for. So in this case, we're talking about Fusion Warriors, and if we look at the options, there's not many. So if we look at the blues, no. If we look at the greens, Chalet is really your only choice. Maybe if you have a 14-star fusing Super Gogeta, you can run him, but I wouldn't recommend over Chalet. And then purples, like I mentioned, Legend Super Vegito. Maybe if you have a 14-star Ultra Corrupted Zamasu, then you can put him on the leader slot as well. Or depending on how you're using Ultra Vegito Blue, you don't have to. It just depends on what you're doing with your team, because Ultras have leader slot and they have the Ultra ability, so you have to consider that. Then in the yellows, there's literally nobody. And then in the reds, it's Ultra Vegito Blue and Gogeta Blue, who I already showed for the team. So Fusion Warriors has very limited options, but it's double red. You can put a lot of Zenkai buffers for both Vegito Blue and Gogeta Blue simultaneously. I'll show you Zenkai buffs later in this video alongside some leader slot options and bench options in general, but this is Fusion Warriors. It's the first team. The second team we've got, and I would argue it's the best setup for Ultra Vegito Blue just based on how powerful it is. We've got Future. So Future, we're obviously using Ultra Vegito Blue. We've got the Xenoverse 2 Rose Goku Black. He's very good right now, especially being blue, so he counters reds. Ultra Vegito Blue being one of them, while he's also probably the best unit in the game. And then we've also got Trunks and Gohan, who are also half red, and in the same way as Fusion Warriors, you have two reds, so you can put Zenkai buffs that Zenkai buff both the units simultaneously, which is nice. But you could also use a Zenkai buff for the purple for Trunks and Gohan. But let's look at what other options we've got here, because there is a couple actually. So we go to character list, and we're going to do the same thing, but instead we're going to change it to Future. So where is Future on this list? If I can find it sooner than later. There it is. Cool. Press OK. So these are the high rarity options, right? Your blues obviously going to be the Xenoverse 2 Rose, nobody else for sure. In terms of the greens, Ultra Sword of Hope Trunks can fit the bill, but I recommend having him at least 2 copies, and that's the minimum. 3 copies for just safety, and even then he's not going to be the greatest. If we're going into purples, you can use Purple Cell. People really sleep on this Purple Cell, especially in combination with Ultra Vegito Blue. You can get a lot of kills off using Purple Cell and Ultra Vegito Blue together. There's also the added effect that Vegito Blue being red protects purple, so he's going to be attacking yellows, which attack purples. That adds layers to your team. We've obviously got the Trunks and Gohan, who are half purple, but they're also red. And in terms of yellows, you definitely can use the Goku Black Rose. You can maybe try out Future Gohan, but I wouldn't recommend it. Mainly your yellow is going to be this Goku Black that can transform. Make sure you run the platinum equipment with him. And in terms of the reds, Ultra Vegito Blue is your main man. Already spoke about Trunks and Gohan. If I want to just show you like the sparkings, I don't believe there is any, but like maybe you want to try sneak someone in, I wouldn't recommend it. Everybody I showed you, maybe the purple Trunks, this guy is a good support unit, can be useful. But beyond from that, like every other sparking just sucks, which is why I set up to be sparkings. I mean, Legends Limiteds, Legends, and Ultras. Future's a very good team though. Overall, it's got some very good picks. I'd recommend using it. I was using it a lot, and it's very effective. But you would need to have probably the big 3, which is these 3 that I showed you. Yellow Goku Black can also be used as well. The next team we've got is God Key. Now God Key is going to be slightly similar to Fusion Warriors. I've just swapped out one piece to show you that it's slightly different, but it can work at the same high level as the other 2 teams I've already showed you in this video. So in this case, I've got Ultra Vegito Blue, Rose, very impactful because there is a lot of reds right now, 3 very powerful reds, and also Gogeta Blue running God Key. Now depending on how you're going to build your core team, so your bench, you should consider who you want on the leader slot. So regardless, Ultra Gogeta Blue and Ultra Vegito Blue, their leader slot, their Ultra ability, right, it's going to be residing in having Fusion Warriors, right? So you can see Ultra ability there, Fusion Warrior. Then if I go to UGB 2.0, it's going to be Fusion Warrior as well. So really, you just want to be considering the way their Z abilities work, which wouldn't really make the biggest difference, but it depends on how you're building your bench. You know, I don't know what units you have. But regardless, let's go into the rest of the God keys. So just setting up the settings, make sure it's everybody. Setting Legend, Ultra, Legend Limited, right? And you can see here in terms of blue, it's going to be Rose, definitely your main pick. I'd maybe suggest UI Goku at 14 stars, but no lesser than that if I'm being really honest. We're going into greens. Shalette is obviously going to be your main and really only pick. Then we're going into the purples. We've already mentioned CMZ before, but only at 14 stars, and that's pushing it. The rest of the purples, they're not looking too good. If we're looking at the yellows, you could maybe sneak UI Goku, but that's about it. And then in reds, we've already got the two options I've mentioned, Ultra Vegito Blue and Ultra Gogeta Blue. There is Fusion Zamasu here, right? People do like using him if you have him high starred. I'd say like 12 or higher, 9 at the lowest, but even then, that's really pushing it. I wouldn't really say he's good, which is why I didn't mention him in the future section. But maybe if you really need a red on top of Ultra Vegito Blue, you don't have maybe Gogeta Blue, then Fusion Zamasu can be a sneak. And some people will try to sneak this guy in, but I just don't recommend it. Like, I just don't. I don't think there's any sparkings that will be worth your time, honestly. The sparking selection has been really bad recently. Like, it's mad. Maybe Shin, though. Shin could be a nice one. He is good on Majin Buu Saga, so this guy having the God Key layer for him can be someone used for Disrupt, and it's a double red if you want to run that with Ultra Vegito Blue, but not everybody would run double red. And there is somebody I missed, I just realized, because he doesn't come under God Key, and it's the yellow Goku Black. It's just the yellow Goku Black. Where is he? There he is. He doesn't start off as God Key, so he doesn't come under the God Key, but when he transforms, he is God Key. So yeah. He's and also definitely another option you can run on God Key, but it just depends on what you have or what you want to use. But yeah, that's pretty much it for God Key. Very similar to Fusion Warrior and Future, just pieces here and there mix and matching for the most part. Now the final team that we've got for this video is Saiyans. Now Saiyans, I need to put a disclaimer, it is very versatile, very broad, which means you need to be very cautious of the Z abilities. There's a lot of Saiyans in Dragon Ball variations, like literally, you have Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Goku, he's in Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta's in Super Saiyan 2, so the Ultra that we got in part 3, we got Super Vegeta, we got Vegito Blue, we got Gogeta Blue, we got Goku Black, two of them, Xenoverse 2 and the transforming one, they're both Saiyans as well. Broly, there's a lot of Saiyans available in Dragon Ball Legends right now, and they all come from different places, so some of them are movies, some of them are future, some of them are just God Key. It depends on how the developers decide to create them, and what I'm telling you is, to make your team work as effectively as possible, you need to consider who you're running and how their Z abilities work, so please double check when building Saiyans. Let's go into the character list though. I'm going to change the settings, and then I'm also going to just select Saiyans, and you're going to see a bunch of characters come up, because there's actually a lot. So in the blue section, we've obviously got Ultra Buu Bros, like I already showed you on my team. Ultra Buu Bros, they're very, very good. You could run Goku and Bardock as well. They are decent. Going, besides from that, Xenoverse 2 Rose is also there as well. I almost forgot about him. Going into the greens, I'm not gonna lie, besides from Broly and Shalet's, the part 2 8th anniversary, well, one of them's a part 2, one of them's part 1, 8th anniversary units regardless, the greens are looking really, really dark. Like, they are not good. So yeah, if you're not gonna run Broly, you're not gonna run Shalet's, just forget about the greens, honestly, for the most part. In terms of the purples, Legend, Super Vegito, and beyond from that, it's over. It's over, man. Yellows, Goku Black, Rose, already mentioned him, the transforming one. The rest are not looking the greatest. Some people might want to sneak Ultra Super Saiyan Goku for the KO guard, but honestly, let it go. He's getting melted, especially running yellow and just in this meta anyways. It's just not safe. It's just not safe. And then we're going into the reds, right? Ultra Vegito Blue already been mentioned. We've got Ultra Gogeta Blue. He's also a pick. I think Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is also on the boost, but you'd have to run him on the leader slot. I wouldn't really recommend anyway because he's blast based, which doesn't work the best with Ultra Vegito Blue. And in terms of the characters I don't have, I wouldn't really recommend any of them actually. I would just forget about it, honestly. I would just forget about it. One character I didn't mention, low-key, Red Broly, but he's like a lesser option anyways. He's not that great in comparison to what we have right now. He does have his mechanic, but then to make most use of it, you'd want to have him very high starred. So like 9 to 10 higher. You know what I'm saying? I don't have him that high start, so I've stopped using him because even when I get the cover change mechanic, he's not really killing, and that's disappointing. I need to catch bodies. So yeah, if I was going to run any type of Saiyan build, I'd use this. I was using this. Having 3 elements is very good. Super Vegito extends combos. UVB speaks for himself, and Boo Bros are one of the elites in Dragon Ball Legends right now. They are doing a lot of damage. That Spirit Bomb is also unavoidable. So yeah, Saiyans, very versatile team. A lot of areas from Dragon Ball being pulled. Just please be sure to check the Z abilities so it works. So as you can see in my team here, I'm running Boo Saga as a base, and then Ultra Vegito Blue the leader slot, so it don't matter. Right, so we're going to be going through some bench options so you can give Ultra Vegito Blue the best support on the team that you decide to build. So here we've got half corrupted Zamasu, the Legends Limited. He's got a Zenkai buff for red God Key. Ultra Vegito Blue is red and God Key. It will always be red if it's going to be a Zenkai buffer, so whatever element you're trying to Zenkai buff the unit, Vegito Blue is red, so it will always be red and a tag that he represents. So in this case it's God Key. If we move on to Super Saiyan Goku here, it's going to be red and Saiyan as you can see. The tag that it will be, you don't know, but obviously you make sense for what unit you're going to be using. Just make sure you check. So I'm showing you guys Super Gogeta is going to be red and Fusion Warrior. He's also one you could use. The Super Saiyan Goku I just went past. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using him, by the way, because there's better ones, but if you don't have the better ones, then go ahead and use him. We've got Zamasu here. He's going to be red and Future as a Zenkai buffer, fitting. We've got Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. He's red and Saiyan, but mind his Z ability because it's only the element red. So he's not going to be giving a Z ability to any other unit on your team that isn't red. We've got Bardock here. He's going to be red and Saiyan. Nice. We've got Trunks and Maya here. We've got red and Future. We've got here Super Saiyan God Goku. Now this is not a Zenkai buffer. This is a HP buffer. 22% max base health and 25% base critical of tag God Key during battle. 2 decent. Well, the max HP one is amazing, but the critical one is decent, you know what I'm saying. We got Shallot as well for the same reason, HP buff. If you want to go HP, you need to build up HP for your team so you don't die. And we've got Super Vegito here. He's only a HP buffer to Fusion Warrior if he's 14 stars. He only gets that at 14 stars. But if you're running Legend Super Vegito, right, you could also get the Zenkai buff for Legend Super Vegito, but the whole team can get a HP buff if you're running Fusion Warriors or whoever's on your leader slot, and also other Fusion Warriors regardless. So yeah, we've also got Mai here. Mai is a HP buffer for Future, and she's the final one. She's actually the final one. So yeah, those are all the bench options I'd recommend. Obviously pick accordingly to what team you're going to be using. Zenkai buffs spread all over the place. So yeah, so now we've got some leader slot options. These are guys that you can put on the leader slot to work around or with Ultra Vegito Blue, obviously also including Ultra Vegito Blue. So we're starting here with the Ultra Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. The way they write it is so frustrating. Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta. Don't know why they do that, but yeah, we got Ultra Vegito Blue, obviously. We've got Ultra Gogeta Blue, very valuable right now. His active gauge is going crazy on top of the Ultra Vegito Blue's AoE damage. We've got Rose, the Xenoverse 2 Rose, very good destroying reds right now. We've got Broly here, very good at prolonging the game, absorbing damage and healing, valuable there. We've got Shallot, Fusion Warrior Buddy, you can run him on the leader slot as well. Legend Super Vegito, Fusion Warrior Buddy, Majin Buu Saga, Saiyans. He's very versatile in the same way as Vegito. They're both Vegitos. We've got Trunks and Gohan here. This unit is very good on Future, or you could run a Hybrids base and then Ultra Vegito Blue on the leader slot, or you could just put them on the leader slot and then run whatever team you want to run with Ultra Vegito Blue. And we've got the Legends Limited Goku Black that transforms. His platinum equipment is literally just so valuable that he has to make this list as a leader slot option as well. He's not someone you have to use, but he could actually fit the bill. He's that good as well. So yeah, those are all the leader slot options. They're like the top of the game. If you don't have full teams, you can make things work with these guys that might not necessarily match, but I feel like all of them match in some way, shape or form. The meta is just that way. So we're moving on to the equipments, and it's pretty non-negotiable. Please run the Ultra Platinum equipment. You are not getting anywhere without this equipment. You need it. You need it. And it's most effective when you have him at least 2 copies. So it says unlocked at 7 stars. You're going to need 2 copies to get him to 8 stars. So try get that second copy for him to be as optimal as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out on a ton of things. And it really makes the difference. It does make the difference. So his platinum equipment, you can get it from the missions, but it's also in the equipment medal. You don't need to use the equipment medals for this. You can just get it in the missions for free. They literally give you one for free as long as you have him, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, This video is void if you are not running this equipment. Now we've got this equipment here. You will know the power of the gods. This is going to be an instance of me explaining pure equipments. So we got here slot 1, slot 2, base strike defense and base strike attack, right? And it's 35% at the max for both of them, right? But then you see the last slot. It says plus 11.90% to own strike attack and defense when episode Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a battle member. In short, if you're using the Xenoverse 2 Rose on your team, use this equipment on Vegito Blue and he will get that 12%. Now, why is that 12% a pure slot? The difference between that slot and the second or first slot is that right before they mentioned the strike attack, the word base is missing. The first slot and the second slot, it says base, strike, and then whatever. The third slot, it just says strike attack. It misses out the word base, and what that implies is it's a multiplier. So this is the easiest way I can explain it. The multiplier blows up your biggest base number, so you get all these base stats from everywhere. Z ability, Legends limited ability, the Zenkai buffs, your equipments as well. You get the base stats from everywhere, but then when you add the pure on, you blow up that number because it's a multiplier. Multiplication blows up numbers better than addition. Everyone knows this. So having one pure equipment, depending on how many Zenkai buffs you have, so I would say if you have 2 or more, you might want to consider having 2 pure equipment, but usually 1 is fine. You need 1 pure, basically, at least, so that you can multiply all the base stats that you've been adding together from the units on your bench and your other equipments. So very important to note that. I'm going to mention a lot more pure equipments depending on what team you're running for this video, but this is the first instance of it because a lot of you guys will be using the Xenoverse 2 Rose alongside Ultra Vegito Blue. You can get this equipment from the Ultimate Equipment Collection. This segment had to be a bit longer just because it's the example for going forward in this video. This equipment here, it's another pure, quite the color, huh? First slot, critical and strike attack, 10% to both. Then in the second and the third slot, you're going to be getting pure blast attack and pure strike attack. It also comes with a base of strike attack and blast attack, which is nice. And the second slot is different from the third slot. So the second slot is if you're running 2 or more future battle members. Vegito Blue is 1 future member, that you just need to run another Xenoverse 2 Rose featuring Gohan and Trunks. I showed you some already. The third slot, it requires when a tag is God Key and powerful opponent, so it needs to have both in that one unit, which implies just Goku Black. So it's going to be the Xenoverse 2 Goku Black, or it's going to be the yellow transforming Goku Black to fit the bill. You can see the equipment conditions there, and to get it, you need to get it from the dual coin exchange shop. This one is just like the last one, but it's much more simpler because it only requires you to run a future team. So 3 future units on your team. Try not to do anything too crazy. Base strike defense on the first slot, then you're getting pure blast and pure strike on the second and the third slot, and you also get the base from it in those slots as well, which is nice. And you can get this from the dual coin exchange shop. We've got this equipment here. Your divine power is not looking so wondrous now. A lot of base stats, which is obviously good. We've got base strike defense, base blast defense, base strike attack, base HP, and you also get ultimate damage, which is obviously good for Vegito Blue. It's literally got Vegito Blue on it, and it's Fusion Warrior Red, which is just Vegito. Nice. How you can get this is from the Ultimate Equipment Collection, normal, Fusion Warrior, and Red. For the guys running Fusion Warriors, this is a pure for you. Give up, boo. Base critical on the first slot, which is honestly a bit of a waste, but the second and the third slot is just the basic strike attack and blast attack, but instead of the offenses, they're giving you base defenses. For Fusion Warriors, you need to be running 3 Fusion Warriors, as you can see, so it's just like the future one that I showed you before, and you can get this from the dual coin exchange shop. Now, I like this equipment a lot. It's actually one of my favorite equipments in the whole game. Awakened, come on, let's keep this fight going. Base strike defense on the first slot, but the second slot is actually crazy. Strike defense and blast defense, but you also get special move damage, which is nice. And then you get a buttload of pure strike attack, which is amazing for Ultra Vegito Blue, who just chains cards to fill his gauge, right? 6% strike attack per Saiyan or God Key, so depending on what you run on your team, you might be running someone that's just pure God Key, which is not likely, but maybe you run like Shin, and they're not a Saiyan, you know what I'm saying? But most guys will be Saiyans and God Key, but you just need one or the other, and 3 of those on your team. So Vegito Blue is a Saiyan, but he's also God Key, so that's 6%. You can run like Charlotte, that's another 6%, and you can run like Gogeta Blue, that's another 6%. So you're getting a full 18% pure, which is most than what most equipments will give you. More than what most equipments will give you. I was stumbling on my words there. For example, the other ones, they will give you 12%, or it might max out 15%, but this one's at 18%, but it's only because it's only pure strike. Equipments will do that where they only swing one way. So yeah, How you can get this, you get the memory from the Zenkai Ultra Space-Time Rush Shot. Now this one here is super nice if you're running a team like Boo Bros, because Vegeta is Super Saiyan 2, Goku is Super Saiyan 3, and then you can fill the final slot with like Legend Super Vegito, and he's just a Super Saiyan. Awakened, I call it Super Saiyan 3. Base strike defense, base blast defense, base strike attack, base blast attack, and then you can see on the slot 3 there is 3 conditions. One for if there's a Super Saiyan battle member, one for if there's a Super Saiyan 2 battle member, and one for if there's a Super Saiyan 3 battle member. And you're getting pure blast defense, pure strike defense, and pure strike and blast attack. It's literally amazing. It's literally amazing. So you're getting a bit of everything just from one equipment, which is obviously effective when you're trying to blow up the numbers that you've already have off your base. So if we're looking at how you can get this, you can get the memory from, I call it Super Saiyan 3 memory from the Zenkai Ultra Space-Time Rush Shot. This one is like the most Vegito coded equipment ever. Awakened, I'll show you. Base strike attack, special move damage, straight offenses. Second slot, more strike attack. You can get up to 25%. You can get a blast attack slot depending on which one you're going for, but obviously you want the strike attack because we're talking about UVB here. And the final slot, HP and ultimate damage, just nuking. This is amazing. Go to how to get. I'll show you memory from the Zenkai Ultra Space-Time Rush Shot. This one here is similar to the God Key one, but it's kind of worse. It had God Goku on it. You stay here, awakened. Base strike defense, base blast defense. The percentages aren't that great because this is a very old equipment in Dragon Ball Legends actually. And you can get up to 18% strike attack, but this is if you're running a trio of future units. There isn't the extra, you know, special move on the middle slot like the one I showed you before, but it's still good if you're trying to get pure strike out of your team. 18% is better than the 15% or 12% you can get from other teams if you want to hone in on purely your strike damage. You can get the memory, you stay here memory from the Zenkai Ultra Space-Time Rush Shot. Now this one here is obviously one of the better ones. I would say if you can get this, you should get it. You see here, be perfect in hell, base health 12%, special move damage 12%. Just some of the best 2 slots you could want on one equipment. And you get pure strike and pure blast, and the conditions are basically if you're running Vegito Blue, you get this. How could you want anything better? Like literally God Key and Patara, that's literally Vegito, and then God Key and Fusion, that's also literally Vegito Blue. So yeah, how you can get this, you can get it from Hyperdimensional Co-op right now, but in long term it's going to be the dual coin exchange shop because this co-op is going to change after this period of time. But yeah man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys found this useful. Like I said, I'm only doing this for units that I really like, and because it was the 8th anniversary, I had to give you guys the guys that you guys really want. A lot of people are asking me for the best teams, best setups, so I gave you guys this video here, and like I said, hopefully it was useful. If you haven't already, be sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one, man.